Hey guys, Youngblood with you with their Summarize the Verse from the Around the Verse on May the 4th, and let's go ahead and jump right into where they state that they're focusing their efforts on 3.0 as we would expect. And they're working on the commodity trading portion of this release. Now that includes the shopping code rewrite, commodity kiosks, and ship persistence, all of which are required to make the trading of commodities possible. The ship persistence is important because if you have a ship full of cargo on a journey, you log off and come back and your ship is gone, so is that cargo. Not to mention this is a step towards the economy overall, so you need to start factoring in fuel and other costs to really have a day-to-day profit or loss. In regards to the designed missions, they're working on getting Miles Eckert into the game, but it's more than just that. He's going to be providing a lot of options for players to take on different types and different levels of missions, not to mention that the impact these are going to have is going to impact your reputation, which was going to open up different missions based on your reputation with different factors and different allegiances. Now, that's still mostly in planning at this point, but it is progressing. Levski's underway with a lot of different things being addressed, like finalizing the landing zone and opening up the options on what you can actually do there, like how you're going to do smuggling in this location, which is interesting because I think it comes with a higher NPC presence than we have today. Otherwise, smuggling would really be pretty much a cakewalk. They're also working on factions and alliances within those locations, so you're going to have different reputations with different people. They say it's going to be awesome, Levski overall, but they can't really reveal much about it at this time. It's not conclusive in my mind that this is going to be in 3.0, but considering they were talking about Levski and the scope of 3.0, I would say at this point it's at least likely in my mind. The Cutlass Black is still being worked on by Josh Coons, and he's finishing up the damage model on the new Cutlass, and that includes the details of the parts that get blown off and making sure they're the right part of the ship that's actually taking damage in the game. After damage is done, that's basically the end of the pipeline with only the LODs remaining, so we're actually getting pretty close to seeing a final product on the Cutlass. They're continuing to work on animations via mocap, and they're working on handling items at this point, which is going to end up being part of the overall looting system that's going to be in the game, and it's going to give more ability to interact with objects of different sizes, resulting in more and different types of missions. Basically what this means is if you see an item, you can grab it and you can take it, and they say that you can put it in the the hold of your ship, you can take it to your hangar, whatever that may be, but the interacting of that object is an important step. Animations for ships are currently working on how you get on and off the Dragonfly in 0G, and they're improving the overall cockpit experience with different things like button presses and hit reactions. They didn't go through much information, but it sounds like there's going to be a lot more that you can do and that your character does and how it reacts, and it's going to be a much more dynamic environment. On the back end, they're working on diffusion, which is the architecture focused on how different services are going to work and tie together. And they're moving into a more complex items like the persistence cache, server management, and matchmaker. This ties the game engine to the databases and allows for things like persistence to even be possible. The QA team is focused on testing new ships, the procedural environments that are on planets, player interactions, item system 2.0, new field of view, and megamap for bugs before we see 3.0. Additionally, they've started to add more evocati to groups and updated the PTU waves in preparation for 3.0's release. Turbulent talked about Spectrum a little bit in version 0.3.3 being released, including things like nested threads like in Reddit and flagging posts for moderation. They're now moving towards 0.3.4, which is going to focus on tags within channels in the bookmarking system. Now, as part of the integration between Spectrum, web, and in-game, they're working on an overlay in-game to allow you to stay synced to the full Spectrum map, and really working on groups to have a better party system for lobbies. Finally, we spent a bit of time with Mike Jones, who's responsible for all the hardware and the infrastructure that CIG uses. It was kind of a cool piece, but honestly it was more of a behind the scenes and relevant to upcoming information, so I'm not going to cover much of that here. So that's your Summarize the Verse for this week. If you guys have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, stay tuned for more, and have yourselves a wonderful day. Take care.